Well, if it isn't the end of the year already. And throughout 2025, we went on a lot of bot busting adventures. But I think it's time to hang up the badge for good. Seriously, I think I'm done. I've done all that I wanted to do. I started taking bot busting as a player mod really seriously back in February, and it's been quite a ride. I've killed tens of thousands of bots in the wilderness, last man standing, and even outside the Remington house portal. I built up a new account with 74 magic and 10 hit points to teleblock the lowest levels. And we even teleported them away from where they were botting. Teamed up with Sir Pugger a few times too. But this time, I figure it will be the video to end them all. Because during my time with the bots, I've learned a thing or two about them, and wrote up a whole document about how to stop them. I asked some of the smartest coders I know, and they agreed it would stop the bots, but wouldn't disrupt normal player gameplay. So there are a few more adventures to tell you about, and a few things to say about a new era for this channel. So by the end of this video, you'll see exactly why this is my last planned video of bot busting. So I hope you enjoy the final bot busting from the last few months, and we'll get to them right after this quick commercial break. So I literally used to watch Old School RuneScape Twitch streams for 16 hours a day. But for the last 2 years, I've been focused on training my IRL strength. I've been tracking my macros and calories, going to the gym, and I feel a lot better with loads more energy. And a really nice boost to my balanced diet has been my routine of drinking AG1, today's video sponsor. It's the daily health drink that combines your multivitamin, pre- and probiotics, superfoods, and antioxidants into one simple green scoop. And it's one of the easiest things you can do to support your body every day. Their magicians in the lab even made it taste good, so it's something I look forward to in my routine. This might be the right fit for you. I encourage you to try it because they have a great deal running right now, so click my link in the description, and when you first subscribe to AG1, you'll get an AG1 welcome kit, a bottle of vitamin D3 plus K2, a morning person hat, and you'll get to try each new flavor of AG1 and their new sleep supplement, AGZ. That's $126 and free gifts for new subscribers. So click the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen now, and many thanks to AG1 for their products and for supporting the videos. It's been a bit over 4 months since we investigated the Zulrah bots. Well, I said if the bots returned, then I would come back and give you an update, and it's that time. All of the names sent over to Jagex seem to have been permanently banned since being reported. And just looking at some of the Zulrah unique prices recently, the Tanzanite Fang has nearly doubled in price. But Doom Boss has come out in the last few months, which could be affecting the price. So I decided to see if I could find more Zulrah bots and hopped through some of the worlds. And what I found was pretty surprising. It did not take long for me to find the first one, then the second one, and then the third one. Turns out there are still tons of bots here. So many, in fact, I think there are more now than there used to be when we first did the investigation. Just take a look at some of these accounts and their high scores. Most of these accounts have hundreds of Zulrah kill count, but some of them are close to 9,000. It seems the farms started up again in full force after my initial video came out. So once again, I compiled a list of some of the new accounts here and sent them over to Jagex. The reports do seem to be doing something eventually, so if you're killing Zulrah and spot some of these accounts, make sure to report them and fight back. Because of the constant PvP, the wilderness is home to some dangerous yet lucrative money-making methods. Activities such as killing revenants or the wilderness bosses, or participating in skilling such as wilderness agility or thieving, provide high amounts of profit. But these are all additions which came out later after Old School RuneScape was already released. And there's one moneymaker which has stood the test of time for over 2 decades, the green dragons of the wilderness. Introduced in 2004, these dragons have a very basic yet useful drop table. Green dragon hides are perfect for crafting and then alching, and the dragon bones remain as one of the most commonly used bones players choose to use when training prayer. However, nowadays, there's plenty of other sources of dragon bones and prayer than killing green dragons in the wildy. And even though many actual players may not come here much anymore, you guys have been reporting tons of bots in this area. Yep, 18 years later, bots still go to the East Green Dragons. So naturally, I had to check it out. There's definitely people here. Let's try talking to them. Well, hello the Moose Cat. How are you? Hey. How are you today? Okay, let's try 77 unjust 2799. Hello? Okay, maybe they just don't feel like talking. Let's check out their stats. Aha, They only train combat stats and nothing else. And there are countless accounts here on every world I hop to. Seems the green dragons are being overrun by botters. A tale as old as time. These accounts are making anywhere from 500 to 600k GP per hour, because the price of hides and bones are really high. And I've got to do something about these accounts. So I geared up and headed out to the wilderness to check it out for myself. This guy's doing some bot busting, check him out. He got him! He got him! Oh, beautiful. Great work. Keep it up. Report back when you've killed 10,000. Not much, but it's honest work. I love this guy. What's the prize? You got your prize. You got glory and honor. After this encounter, I was feeling inspired. Time to PK some of these bots myself. But then I got a funny idea. After I kill these bots, they have to respawn somewhere. So I geared up my main to wait at the Edgeville bank. Aha, take that. And I found him right after. Will he still have the gnome ball? Okay, no gnome ball. The bot must have banked its whole inventory before regearing and going back in. After I had my fun messing with the bots here, I compiled a list and reported all of the names over to Jagex. But what I didn't mention is that I compiled this list a couple weeks ago. So let's see if the bots are still on the high scores. Fortunately, all of these bots got nuked. A peaceful morning in Gillinor. I've been doing a lot of bot busting lately. Maybe it's time for a little break. A little Barrows run, perhaps. But then I noticed something strange. A steady stream of accounts all heading in the same direction. Different names, different combat levels, but they're all doing the exact same thing. So I follow them. They all end up in one place, the Shades of Mort'ton. Now for those unfamiliar, Shades of Mort'ton is a minigame unlocked after the quest of the same name. You cremate shades, collect keys, and unlock chests for loot. But these accounts aren't in the crypts. They're clustered around the temple, and that's when it clicks. They're making sacred oil. Sacred oil is used to create pyre logs, which are essential for cremating the shades. And apparently, it's worth enough for a full-on bot operation. One account can produce about 400 vials of sacred oil per hour, netting around 600,000 GP. Not groundbreaking until you see just how many of these accounts are running. It adds up fast. And because crafting XP is gained every time you repair the temple, I could estimate how long these bots have been at it. Some of these accounts have anywhere from 1 to 3 million crafting XP. That's around 150 to 400 hours of activity, and 80 to 200 million GP in profit each. Unfortunately, Telly Other Spell didn't work on any of them. Trust me, I tried. So I did the next best thing and sent their names directly to Jagex. Hopefully justice finds them and the citizens of Mort'ton, both living and undead, can rest a little easier. I received a tip-off about some suspicious activity on the southern shores of Port Sarim. Apparently, bots were bribing Thurgo with red berry pies before heading into the Asgardia ice dungeon. Curious, I decided to investigate. I approached Thurgo and asked him about any bots in the area, but he refused to answer, until I handed him a red berry pie. Suddenly, he was more talkative, revealing that accounts in dragon armor were heading into the dungeon. I descended into the depths, and what I found was alarming. The Skeletal Wyvern section of the dungeon is crawling with bots. One group of bots wore berserker helms, dragon armor, whips, and dragonfire shields. Others equipped in full Barrows tank armor, wielding zombie axes and elemental shields. There were even more bots, sporting full obsidian, dragonfire shields, whips, and god cloaks. All the accounts I observed were between 800 and 900 total level. One account stood out with over 40 million strength XP, 30 million attack XP, 72 slayer, and barely any other stats. And as I hopped through the worlds, I noticed that the bots in full obsidian or dragon armor were more common than those in Barrows armor. But one thing was consistent. Aside from total level worlds, I found bots on every world I visited. And from my observations, I estimate that these bots are killing around 50 skeletal wyverns per hour. They drop wyvern bones, alchable items, dragon armor, seeds, bolts, and more. And on average, each bot earns about 750k GP per hour. Additionally, skeletal wyverns drop the dragonic visage at a rate of 1 in 10,000. That, plus the fact these supplies have actually gone up in price since last I checked, the average loot is about 1 mil GP per hour. It's not very much still, but there are hundreds of these bots running simultaneously, yielding hundreds of mils per hour in botted gold, and at least one draconic visage botted every hour. No wonder the price of the Dragonfire shield has plummeted. So naturally, I tried to disrupt their operations. Unfortunately, their accept aid is off. They don't go to the PvP worlds, and so I was left with the nuclear option. Report the bots to Jagex, hoping that this list of names will help them identify a pattern and ban the whole bot farm. After submitting my reports, I searched for these accounts on the high scores a couple weeks later, and their names had disappeared, indicating they've been nuked.
Did you see that? They're running back down. Okay.
Maybe they fixed the bot scripts.
Sir Pugger invited me to go kill some zombie pirate bots, so I geared up with him, Pure Spam, and the squad to do just that.
Okay.
Yeah. So when they get onto the tile that you're on.
I'm gonna drop 2 rune battle axes, they're gonna run, and then I'm gonna get out of here.
Okay. And send
Fire!
it!
Nice.
Fire!
Oh, that was perfect. Now, as far as stopping the bots for good, I spent about 40 hours refining this one idea in the form of an easy to read Google Doc, which you can check out linked below. And I've asked you guys your thoughts, and most of you were supportive of the idea, with a few people that didn't like it. However, I really did take your critical feedback, made some improvements, and now I can confidently say this is the general direction the Old School team can go to stop the GP farming bots. And I've received confirmation from the Old School team that they have seen this document, so that's good news. But as far as implementation goes, they're probably not allowed to share what anti-cheating projects they're working on to someone outside of the company. After all, I'm just a lowly player mod. But I hope they'll at least implement parts of this in 2026, because the current way bots are banned affects more than just the bots. It affects the real players that get falsely banned, account security and recovery, player support response times, and more. And until the system is improved, I could happily continue making bot busting adventure videos for some additional revenue, but I've got some bigger targets on my sights. Next up, I'll continue to play my scammer killer accounts, expose more scammers and predatory gambling streamers and websites. And speaking of which, I've got to re-upload my latest video because it got age restricted. So you might see that again in your subscription box in the next few days, but just don't be surprised about that. And that's all from me. Thanks for watching the bot busting series, and I'll see you next time. Oh, and also happy holidays and happy new year.